Okay, so it's been a trying week. All the rank modes reset, so as you might imagine, if you want to know what PvP was like last week, that's what my stats look like. Took me 13 games. Well, it was actually about 10 to win my first rated match. So won 2 games out of 13. By comparison, on the Alliance side, I won the first game I played. So not sure what happened there. Kind of odd. Haven't even made progress on the mount yet. I saw one person that already had this. I don't know how they managed to do that. Um, Nevertheless, I did get a Great Vault reward. It won't be an upgrade for this character, unfortunately. It's giving out um, 240 something gear for Unranked. So everything I have is still Rival 1, which is 250 something. Not even sure Combatant's going to be an upgrade because then it jumps up to 250 something. So I think I need to get to, I think it's Challenger 1 after Combatant. Or Combatant 2. Excuse me, Combatant 2. There you go. So, okay. Still get the appearance. Oh, that's actually, I take that back. It's actually higher than my Rebel gear. I was thinking it was 250 something. Is that right? Yeah, 252. Did it not all? Oh, I have war mode on. That's why. Okay, gotcha. I was like, I know I looked at it and it was like 250, 252. Yeah. So, okay. Um, well, let's see. With war mode off, those are indestructible, so I probably want to leave that alone. And those give me speed if I needed it, so I guess I'll just take those for the time being. So, and there we go. So that will match the where is it here? Season 3? No? Or are they part of a... Or has the timer not worn out for it to show me what it actually is part of? No, these are gladiators, so they should be a part of the... Yeah, the gladiator set. I don't know... No, no. I know it's not part of the elite set. Hmm. Okay, well at any rate. Okay, so as I may have mentioned at some point, I wanted to set my Warlock up to do PvP again, or back up to do PvP again. She was a little low item level wise, so I took what um, Conquest I had and bought a bunch of the PvP crates. So she has a mixture of, I think it's just mostly Yeah, I think I've bought a piece or a couple pieces, but it's mostly the um, epic PvP gear and then a few pieces I bought. So, and went ahead and gave her the just the regular gladiators transmog for last season, which I think looks perfectly fine. You can't really even tell the shoulders don't match all that much. It was more they're more a unique appearance rather than a color variation. So I think I think it looks fine. So yeah, gave her the sword there, and then has the vial of whoa, where's my camera? There we go. Then gave her the vial of chloroform there. So yeah, I kind of there were other swords that would have went with this. I never get to use this one. It seems like, or I've used it few and far between. Um, so yeah, so by comparison to my monk, I had a much better time than on the alliance side than I did on the horde side. As I said, won the first game I played, and then as you see proceeded to lose everything else. So whatever I get should be an upgrade for her. Let's stand back here. There we go. Felt like if anyone was going to have this Hearthstone, it should be Warlock. Did manage to get a few games for games of the week, so they weren't they weren't all bad in the traditional sense. It wasn't gearing. It wasn't somewhat of a mismatch. Somewhat of just kind of people running around for some reason, not knowing what they were doing. Mostly, I would say was the problem. Um, and I got a staff. Do I want the staff? That is a very nice staff. And then in PvP it's 2. Oh, it is already upgraded, so I can't upgrade the main hand, the sword, main hand weapon. And I don't think the offhand's going to upgrade to 249, so it might be better to take the staff. Okay. Which will be interesting, because I don't know that I've actually had a two-handed weapon for PvP. So, as I just got done saying, I never get to use the sword transmog, and sure enough, then I would get a weapon. So, yeah, it was a lot of where did it go? There we go. Yeah, it was a lot of I might just leave that appearance for the moment. Yeah, it was a lot of people joining and then um, I don't want to say not knowing what they were doing, but basically that's kind of what it came down to is people acted like they didn't know what they were doing. So I don't know if we were just overwhelmed. I'm sure we were on or we were against much higher groups from last season that were using Discord or something and were much more coordinated than we were, which was a bit unfortunate. I really had hoped to at least get to combatant because I had such an easier time last season, and then it occurred to me, well, by the time I started last season, like it was the end of the season, so most everyone that wanted to be higher level was higher level, and it was just everyone that was left was a little bit more on par. Okay, so in addition to PvP, I really wanted to try to do Mythics again. So took a couple characters through. Took my mage through. After I did my hunter, I couldn't decide. My mage did the hierarchy. She got a +4 done. So everything you get will be at least 250 something. I think it was like 250. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's 250 something. I don't want to say 252 because I'm not sure if that was just a PvP thing or if that was across the board. Um, but I did, from the one game I played, I did swap some things around. Basically, Meteor wasn't much help, so I took Kindling back, and then while Flame Patch was helpful, Living Bomb might be a little more, I can use it a little quicker, or a little more often, I should say, with a 10-second cooldown. I don't have to wait for Flame Strike to proc or all of that, so I can kind of keep this up for AoE and then focus more single target damage. So I'm going to try that and see. I'm going to keep Ring of Frost, which I had when I was trying to do PvP at the end of last season. That kind of seemed to be helpful. I'm kind of used to using it. Took a minute to find a group. Everything was pretty well item level 200 plus, except for my main hand weapon, which was a sword. There we go. Which was 187, so that was kind of holding me back. So I was at 2 something, 218, 217. Well, I can look and see. There we go, 218. So went on to the auction house because I didn't know what else to do. Nothing gives me an item upgrade. The eye level for everything I could do is lower than what I already have. So went to the auction house and looked, and there was a dagger. So I was like, well, I paid like 50 gold more to get the plus 31 speed. So I was like, yeah, that's okay. I'm trying to do mythics, so speed will be helpful. Mastery was what I wanted for fire. Versatility seems okay. I'm starting to appreciate this more, or feel a little more comfortable with this after seeing how it works more in a higher percentage in PvP. So this is good. 2920. I mean, these are what I want the highest to be. Critical strike, of course, fire. If you're familiar with how fire works, critical strike is important. So that being the little bit higher stat is probably okay for the moment. And then mastery. Well, actually, I take that back. Critical strike and mastery need to be the highest. It's fine if haste is higher. I seem to have trouble with haste because I'm relying on fireball more. That was the other reason why I took living bomb. It seemed like there was more downtime than there should be in between casting things. But it's 15%, which I feel like is pretty good. I mean, it's decent. And Phoenix Flames, of course, spreads, ignites. So, I mean, this is okay. So if I had to increase something, it would be mastery, but we will. This will work for the moment. So. And I got an upgrade. Okay, so I'm happy about that. As I was just saying, talking about haste, then I get something that gives me haste. So yeah, I'm good with that. I did the Veil Market one. I haven't done any of that yet, so there we go. Do I have to change the little icon, or no? It'll still work. Okay, that works. Yeah, so I'm happy about that. Even exchange, I didn't have to spend the. I think I did upgrade it. No, I didn't. Okay, so there you go. So I didn't have to worry about that. Now if I can replace the other one, which actually helps with healing. Yeah. Okay. So which one? I was gonna look to see which one did I actually do. Because it was the Veiled Market, but it was. Yeah, I think it was just like the last three. Okay, so the last vault to open is for my hunter. I had switched over to marksmanship since I had played around with survival. And I wanted to do PvP last season. And a lot of hunters were playing marksmanship. I wouldn't call this a cookie cutter build necessarily because I've seen quite a few variations of this. There didn't seem to be any um, one common setup. So there were just kind of certain talents that seem to be more popular than others. So, and that may be entirely dependent on how the talents are set up. Um, so, yeah, I kind of wanted to play around with this, kind of like double tap, streamline, different things. It kind of been fun to play. I did some stuff in Korthia, um, and yeah, so I think I did a +2. Yeah, I did +2 of Theater of Pain, if I remember correctly. So, 223. She was my highest item level character there for time. Um, and I got a ring that. Okay, so that will replace something, and it is 252. Okay, so I wasn't imagining things. Yeah, I wanted to do a +2, see how that went before I jumped into anything. Well, 2, 3, and 4 are kind of the same. The only thing that changes is what loot they'll give you at the end. They'll give you the same Great Vault reward. So let me see here. And I typically play marksmanship. Probably more out of the 3 specs. So since I had played around with survival, and somebody said that survival was kind of my meme spec, and I kind of like that. So I was like, okay, it's there. If I decide to swap back over, I think I want mastery because that will increase the range, your ranged abilities, and damage of all abilities is increased. So yeah, you end up with 45. I was gonna say I've had weird like 40, 47, 48. So yeah, so there you go. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.